Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 7, Episode 4. DJI Mic 2 is here. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. Let's see who's here in the chat tonight. Who we got? All right. Akarasho, Drone Shots. John Olson is here. JAA is here. Flying Flynn Media. Jaybird, Sergeant Rock. Art is here. Let me go ahead and mute this screen over here. All right. Richard is here. Let's see who else we got. USA Drone Flyer Captain Joe America. Captain Ray is here. Waypoint New England. All right. We got a full house tonight. Great response to my, telling everybody about my new channel, Tundra Nation Basics. And I did drop a link for the YouTube channel in the chat. It's in there. Also in the description is not only a link to the channel, but there are links to Instagram, Facebook group, Facebook page, and Twitter. And I can tell you right now where Instagram's really taken off. But Facebook group is going to have probably the most information, because what I do is I go out and I scan the other Tundra groups, and I'm putting great information out there. So appreciate you guys following me on the channel. You guys are going to get a sneak peek at the logo, okay? I should be getting it finalized within the next day or two, but you know what? I decided, since you guys are so good and enjoy my channel so much, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek. So here we go. Let me go ahead and see if I can dial this up here. Let's see what we got. Window, Microsoft Edge tab. Hang on a second here. I got to bring it back. I thought I had it up, and all right, let's get this up here. Okay, I think I got it now. And let's try this window. Here we go. All right. These are almost finalized right here, but I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek at it. I'm using the orange, navy blue, and white for backgrounds. You see the Tundra trucks on there, Tundra Nation Basics. This is what I call a long form of the logo. Here's a short form of it, which I really like. Here's a couple of other short forms right here. You can see I have the truck positioned on the left on this one, and I really like these. There it is on the right. So I'm really excited about this. And like I said, the logo is going to be finalized probably within the next day or two. I'm going to get the rest of the YouTube channel built out, get YouTube banner. I already got a good description out there. And then I'm going to start filming this weekend. And I'm going to film a number of things, get a number of pieces of content out there before it actually goes live. But I will let you guys know. If you look out on my Facebook group and Facebook page, I will let you guys know when it does become live. And I'm planning on doing probably one live stream a month right now, and debating between, I'm going to be doing probably news, updates, recalls, where good deals are happening right now, that kind of thing. And also, there are some other great YouTube channels that devote themselves to the Tundra. I'm going to see about getting some of those guys on. And like I said, it's probably going to be a once a month kind of thing as far as a live stream is concerned. So be looking forward to that. I'm having a lot of fun with this. And I gotta be honest. I'm having a total blast, and I'm really enjoying this. This is shaping up to be one of my favorite, if not very favorite, vehicles I've ever had. It's solid. Acceleration on it is out of this world. Easy controls. I love Android Auto on it. It's all there. It's all there. So I can't say enough. Leonard Oglesby is here. Welcome, Leonard. Michael Wright is here. Mark White is here. Welcome, guys. Just having a lot of fun with it. Now, switch gears just a little bit. We're gonna get to the main part of the show here. My son-in-law recently my son-in-law and daughter got a gift, so to speak, from his folks, and they paid for a photo shoot at JCPenney's for Victoria, Ellie, and Addie. And I'm going to show you probably a group picture and one of my favorite pictures here. So hang on just a second. Let me see if I can dial this up here and not screw this one up. Okay. Yes, I actually did that. Okay. Wow. Look at this. Okay. I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite pictures. This one right here, that's Addie, and there's Ellie right there. I love this one of Victoria, but you can see Addie is just not real sure about what's going on, and Ellie is trying her best to comfort her. She looks very afraid in some of these pictures, but they are a real blessing. We had such a wonderful time with them, and I'm hearing rumors they may be heading down to Florida sometime in the next few months. So we'll definitely look forward to having a house full and enjoying them and having a lot of fun. So thank you for indulging me. As a grandpa, that's one of my very favorite things on this earth. All right, we covered a lot of preliminary stuff here. Oh, Eric Lipinski, welcome, Eric. Good to see you tonight. Finally over this crud. It's about time. Yeah. Both Valor and I we're there. So, but it took an extra kick of some prednisone, antibiotics, and some cough medicine with codeine to drive it out. But it's gone, and thankfully, and Valerie and I are very thankful for all that. All right, and well, today the other thing is, before we get going, 70 got up. It was in the 40s, like on Sunday. 79 today. Okay. Florida's weather at this time of year is bipolar. Okay. There's no rhyme or reason. It's supposed to go up to 85 tomorrow. Okay. This is where a lot of people get sick, when the weather just does these up and downs and up and downs. Okay. All right. Enough said. All right. We're going to focus on a few things here. And the first thing I want to talk about, the FBI and Department of Homeland Security urge avoiding Chinese drones. This article was on Drone DJ, and I was like, holy cow. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this here. FBI, DHS both DJI users urge avoiding Chinese drones as risks, okay? They issued an advisory on Wednesday, and this article was dated on January 18th. The advisory Wednesday came less than a month after the American Security Drone Act of 2023 was signed into law. Thus far, supporters of broadening blacklist efforts have failed to provide objective evidence to substantiate what should be and are very troubling accusations that detailed data on U.S. public and private infrastructure is being supplied to Beijing from the craft. Both Autel and DJI have denied these and other claims against them. Okay. Ironically, under questioning in Congress last year, officials of both the FBI and Department of Homeland Security acknowledged the agencies continuing using DJI drones as virtually irreplaceable assets in their work, critical to protecting public security. Okay. And then as a result, the document says both public and private drone users are advised to stop deploying craft made in China. A grounding of what some estimates put 70% of all UAVs currently in operation are made by DJI, and by alternatives considered secure. Okay. Failing that, it offers some advice about deploying, maintaining, and updating firmware to limit the margin for third-party data piracy of the craft. Okay. All right. Well, I think I've made my position clear over the years about this, and it hasn't changed. And, the old show me the money kind of thing. Nobody has shown us any concrete, hard data that anything is being. I mean, you know what? If the Chinese want to know about Valencia del Sol and our water fountain and in our houses, they're going to find they'll get a treasure trove from me. That's all I have to say about that. So, but I want you guys, and again, as always, these articles are out on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group and page, so you can read them to your heart's content. But I wanted to make you guys aware of this in case you heard any talk about it. So, all right, that was the first thing of the evening. Okay. DroneUp, no observer, beyond visual line of sight approval. All right. Let's take a look at this. DroneUp receives all-important FAA no observer beyond visual line of sight approval. Drone services company DroneUp has announced reception of what's currently considered the brass ring of UAV operational capabilities with an FAA authorization to make beyond visual line of sight deliveries without the obligation of ground observers. In announcing that move, the giant retailer said it has tapped Zipline and Wing to provide the required aerial services, passing over DroneUp, in which Walmart has had an ownership stake since 2021. Put that down to BVLOS have not considerations. And they talk about Zipline and Wing were a number of select groups that were issued unprecedented FAA BVLOS support, eliminating the habitual requirement of ground observers. This liberty, flexibility, and speed unleashed by drone flights no longer anchored to ground-based employees beneath them was thought by many sector observers to have been central to Walmart's decision to go with holders of such BVLOS authorizations. And there's more in the article about here, so you can read that. Medical drone delivery activity and so forth. So, it's coming. It's a lot slower, okay, than what we were led to believe. All right, because everybody thought a few years ago, oh my gosh, we're going to be, Amazon's going to take up all the routes. We won't be able to fly. We won't be able to fly over our house. It's going to be horrible. So yeah. So, but again, that's food for thought for you guys. Again, read the article at your leisure regarding this. So, yeah, it's a step in the right direction. BVLOS, I think, in my personal opinion, all right, should be applied to all drone flyers. But I think, it should be probably a part of not only a written test, it should be part of a physical test. And that's one of the things I've been trying to advocate is, I know I'm fairly sure, and Mark White, you correct me if I'm wrong. I think over in the UK, you do have to physically fly your drone to get a license. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mark. I don't know. Drop that in the chat. But yeah, I think, if you can demonstrate this to a tester, then you could pass that portion of that, but that would be some strict guidelines regarding that. But I think it should be available to everybody. That's just my take on things. Okay, responsible Part 107 flyers, I think especially it should be available to them. So we'll see. Stay tuned. There's going to be more on that. Just hang loose. That's all I got. All I got to say on that one. Okay. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Autel has come out with a firmware update. All right. Like I said, and I'll get to this here in a minute. Let's take a look at it and see what it is. Autel releases new firmware update for EVO II V3 drone series. Okay. Adds ADI mode, adds remote ID functionality for the European regions, adds emergency propeller stop during the flight, adds an option to take photos at degree intervals in orbit mode, adds geo awareness settings for the European region, optimizes no-fly zone settings, optimizes the display of LED indicator lights on the arms, optimizes the flight speed in the novice mode, optimizes image transmission signal stability, optimizes the display of aircraft serial number, optimizes remote ID functionality for the United States, fixes the temperature reading issues on the thermal camera. Okay. It's V1 dot. Okay. I'm V1 or V11.54 firmware. Okay. The drone maker says it's important to update the Android system for V3 Smart Controller. and install the Autel Explorer app v3.1.7.2 before updating the firmware. Okay. There's Mr. Ron Brown.
Hello, Bill. How are you tonight?
How are you, sir?
How are you feeling? As you finally kicked that?
Oh
that
yeah, yeah. It's just I got to have something to drink all the time. That's just part of the routine right now.
Yeah, always good to not have a dry throat when you're in these shows. I heard you talk about Autel firmware updates. Is Autel still in the consumer drone business, Bill?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, after they talked about this firmware update here, and I have to say this, Ron, okay, because my experience with Autel, I had 2 pain points with them. Okay, the first pain point was their batteries. Okay,
Tell people which Autel you had, Bill.
I had the X. They called it the Orange Pumpkin. I had the X Star Premium. Okay,
which is basically their like first consumer drone, or
yes, it's a consumer drone, and it looks like a Phantom. Okay,
came out in the era of the Phantom.
Yeah. I mean, it really, and there was a lawsuit involving DJI and Autel regarding this, and the other part, there was an issue with the batteries. Okay, and Autel replaced all 3 batteries that I had purchased with it. Okay, no questions asked. Didn't have to send the old ones back. New ones worked fine. I never had any issues with the new ones. The real problem that I had with Autel was their software. Okay, because they ended up putting out a beta firmware for it, and by the time they stopped selling the X-Star Premium, the beta firmware was the firmware. Okay, it was never vetted by them. It was never thoroughly acknowledged by them, and it had issues as well too. And I couldn't get rid of that drone fast enough. I sold it to somebody who was a teacher who ended up using it for classroom instruction to students. But yeah, I couldn't get rid of it fast enough, and that whet my appetite enough for Autel. I was done. I just and going forward, Ron,
that was well before the days of the Autel EVO series, which a little bit more successful.
Oh yeah. And going forward right now, and I talked about this a little bit last week, and I've touched on it. I don't see how much longer Autel is going to be able to sell consumer drones here in the United States. Okay, I think they're going to pull what our good friends did at Skydio. They're just going to say, look, we're going to go to 100% commercial. This is where we're making money. We'll support some of these legacy drones for an X number of months, and then you're on your own. Okay, and when you hear that, I mean, it's coming. It's coming, Ron. I mean, what's Autel put out lately? Okay, what have they haven't done anything.
Well, I mean, they seem to update the Autel EVO Pro every year. I think it's the Autel EVO 3 we're on now, but that's like a $2,500 drone. That's not an enterprise or professional drone, but it's the same body, it's the same shell that they use for a lot of their enterprise drones.
Yeah.
So basically all they make is a high-end drone that's beyond most consumers' pocketbooks or needs.
Yeah.
And they haven't updated. I mean, they updated internally in software, but on the outside, it looks like the same drone from 2020.
Yeah. And it really is. I mean, they really haven't, now granted, I think I give them some credit for utilizing that frame and the arms and updating internals. They've done a great job with that. And of course, they need to be very cost conscious, and they need to, and they can have a rapid turnaround with something like that. And I think they've done a good job with that. But, that's on one hand, but on the other hand, things are falling apart for them. And
I don't think, you said I don't think they really want to be in the hobby part of the hobby anymore. We'll say in the, $1,000 range, they don't really want to compete in $1,000 drones.
No, they
below.
Exactly. They want to focus on enterprise level customers, and that's okay, because I'll tell you what, it's like, I'll say this. I was disappointed when Parrot pulled out. All right.
Right.
because they had a real gem with the Anapi. All right, they really
and just overall, they have been in the drone game longer than almost any name we knew. They go back to
they
the
had been around
I
for
don't
a
know how
long
far
time.
they go back to 2010 or something like that, making like little toyish drones.
Oh yeah, they had been around a long time, and they really kind of hit something with the Anapi. I mean, it needed a few tweaks, but still, they really hit something. And then boom, they said, "Okay, we're done. We're going 100% enterprise. See you guys later." And everybody's like, "What?" That was the first big shock wave as far as a consumer drone company saying we're done and we're going to sell enterprise level drones only. And it came as a real shock to a lot of people.
Did they get a military contract with the U.S. too? I believe.
Yeah, they had exactly. They had a military contract with the U.S. and that was it. They're done. I mean, done. So and we kind of went through this. Recently went through the Skydio thing, and they're 100% committed to enterprise level drones, and they're building some great enterprise level drones from everything I've seen. These things look really robust, solid, and are doing what they're supposed to do. Okay. And you gotta, and the thing now, you can speak.
Well, I mean, let me just stop you just for a little bit in your role there.
Sure.
You say all this, Bill, but if you ever, not that I hit a lot of enterprise sites, but if I ever do see people flying enterprise drones in construction sites or anything, I never see anybody using anything but a DJI drone. I never pull up I'll never go by a construction site and see somebody flying a Skydio or or the Nafi, whatever. I know there is some place, but I'm saying in my area, I don't see those drones being used for enterprise work.
Yeah,
or by the police or firemen or anything like that.
I have just, I've just witnessed that myself as well. My son-in-law, okay, he uses a Matrice on the job. Okay, that's what an RTK Matrice. And just excellent results from that. So,
and can you imagine somebody going into your son and saying, "Hey, we're going to swap you out that Matrice for this Skydio drone"? He'd probably fight him tooth and nail not to get replaced. And welcome into the show, Marcus Crawford. He just popped up in a cold one.
Yeah.
Well, how was your trip to Florida, Marcus?
You know what? It was nice. We had a great time. Spent a lot of money. But yeah.
Are you trying to say Disney's not cheap?
Oh man, they have it. They literally have it down to a science to extract every last penny out of you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, we're having just as a segue here, we're having bipolar weather here. Okay, because on Sunday it was 40 degrees. Oh. Today was 79. Tomorrow's going to be 85.
Wow.
Well, I mean, my temperature is the same, not in those things, but we were probably in the 20s, low 20s on Sunday, and today it was up like mid to upper 40s, and by the end of the week we'll be up to maybe almost 60 degrees. So we're doing the same thing you are, but just at a lower range.
Yeah, it's bipolar right now, and that's the time people usually get sick, flu and colds and crap. But we're done with that.
I got a question for Ron. Ron, I'm looking at your hoodie there. When were you in Moab?
Maybe in the last 10 years sometime, but probably to the back end of the 10 years.
Yeah. So did you take a tour? Like an off-road tour in Moab?
No. We went to Arches and Canyonlands.
Yeah. So you went to some of the national parks down there. Yeah.
There's several beautiful. I mean, there's like 3 great national parks right there, and we hit like 2 of them or whatever. And we stayed at like kind of this I'm gonna call it like a hotel. It's more like a ranch for like where John Wayne stayed when he made a movie back.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that town. I know where you're talking about.
Yeah, well, it's just right outside of the main town of Moab, like 10 minutes from.
Okay. There's another little town that every Western you ever saw, they made an episode there. And Bill, a lot of what they do is there's a lot of Toyota Tundras out there going over those Jeep trails.
Oh yeah, it's the only place I've ever seen where people drive like quads right. They drive right down the road, pull up the gas. They drive quads right down the main street like they're cars.
Right.
Well, I'm going to do this because you guys dropped in a little late here, but I want to share this again.
Yeah, we'll get back off of Moab.
Hey, we're fashionably late, Ron.
You're fashionably late.
And I don't think I had a drone then, so it goes as far back as before my drone days, I believe.
These are previews of my logo for the new channel here.
Oh, nice. I like the orange and blue.
Yeah, let me see
That Tundra is a great looking truck, Bill. Congratulations.
Thank you, Marcus. I'm having a blast. I'm having a total blast with it.
Yeah. And you need to take it out to Moab, and I'm not joking.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to. I have, just as a segue here, I have on order a fiberglass, I'll call it cover for the back by Lear, and it's on hinges, so it acts like a trunk.
So you can launch a drone right out of the back of it.
I could launch a drone right out of the back if I wanted.
See how I segued that, Bill?
Yeah, we got back to drones. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm having a blast with it, and I'm looking forward to getting the channel going. Logo's going to be finalized in the next couple of days. I've already got Facebook group, Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram. Instagram is where I'm getting a lot of followers and a lot of interest. So it's real. I think we're going to do great. I'm probably going to do a once a month live show. Talking to some of the other Tundra channels out there. There's a guy who's dedicated to Tundras as well too. I think I'm going to try to get him and have him on. So, but we're having a blast.
Well, now you're going to have to buy a Ford F-150 and the Chevy thing so you can do comparisons.
Yeah, I'm going to start a Tahoe channel.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Just
Tahoe
kidding.
Nation.
Hey, but seriously, Bill, and Ron, you know this too. Some of the most successful social media is automotive related, and with a vehicle like that Toyota Tundra that's so popular, you're tapping into a huge market.
Right. Oh, it is. It really is. And I have learned before I even got the truck, I've learned so much about it before I even drove it off the lot when I bought it. So, I'm going to be passing on a lot of tips and things, and I'm real fortunate because in 2022, the engines that they used, they've had a real problem with them, and they've seized at 1,000 to 1,500 miles, and they've had to replace engines, or completely just rebuild engines. So in the 2022, so I'm real glad I've got a 2024, and I'm real glad I got a hybrid. I get that extra torque with it too, which is real nice. Anyway.
That doesn't.
Hey, Bill, when you get time, we got a question to chat from Drone Guy 42.
By Mavic 3 Classic, just the drone with one battery since I already have the DJI. Should I just get the Air 3? This has been really hard.
Exactly what I did. That is
wow, Drone Guy. I would say Air 3. What do you guys say?
I buy the Mavic 3 just the drone.
Oh, he's saying the Mavic 3 Classic. Okay.
Yeah. He's already got the. He says I already have the DJI RC already, or should I just get the Air 3? Been really hard. He's already got the DJI RC already, not the Pro, just the regular one, huh?
Yeah. Let me qualify my answer.
Well, the DJI RC 2. Well, he must have the one. But the one won't fly the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
I don't quite understand. How about just breaking it down? Should you get the Mavic 3 Classic or the Air 3? And I would tell him the Air 3 because you get the second camera, the 3x tele or whatever. Now, I mean, maybe if he's primarily focused on taking pictures, he does have the 4/3 sensor on the Mavic 3 Classic to get a little bit more resolution in his photos.
If he was saying the Mavic 3 Pro, I would encourage him to do that. The Classic, if it's between the Classic and the Air 3, I would be all in on the Air 3.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. You get the second camera, and it's cheaper than the Classic.
And I think the way the Air 3 flies, it's literally not faster top speed wise, but faster acceleration wise, ascent and descent, etc.
Yeah, I prefer to fly the Air 3, not by a lot, but it's I prefer it slightly better than the Mavic series.
I totally agree with you, Ron. It's like this much, isn't it? Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
agree.
it's just that little mod. That's a great question, Drone Guy. Wanted to run over this real quick. DJI is still having a sale right now, 30% off. The Avata Explorer combo is 30% off. Osmo Action 4 standard combo is 25% off. Air 2S drone 20% off. Pocket 2 Creator combo 20% off. Mini 2 SE drone 12% discount.
$299, Bill.
They're $299. So these are sale. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're good through the 31st of this month.
Okay.
So if you guys are interested, I would definitely take advantage of it, because these are some good
Bill,
deals.
that Action 4, that's the lowest price it's ever been so far at $299.
That's got me.
A lot of the other stuff in there has been those prices before, but that's the first for the Action 4.
Well, that $299 is awful tempting, in the $399 with the combo right here. I may be pulling the plug on that. Now, apparently, I guess somebody else pulled the plug on the DJI Mic too, Marcus.
So Ron, I heard
you don't mean this Mic 2 right here, do you?
That would probably be it.
I watched the video this morning
with the locking mechanism, now.
And that fancy twirly knob on there.
Yeah, and the dial, the jog dial, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
So from straight from the mouth of Ron, what's your we know your video's out there. I don't want to give away too much so people watch your video.
It's just an unboxing, really. It just came yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to. I haven't got a chance to really use it yet, so I can't give you any how it sounds. I can tell you how it sounds. I've been using the Mic 2 since November with the
with the Pocket 3,
a Pocket 3. So the Mic 2 sounds great or whatever. Does it sound like, how much better does it sound than the old Mic 1? It's incrementally better than this one.
Right.
I mean, but this one has more features, whether you need those features or not, whether you need 32-bit float, whether you need noise cancellation on board, whether you need Bluetooth compatibility to non-DJI devices like your iPhone and stuff like that. If that stuff's all important to you, then this is the kit to get. If all that stuff I just said is meaningless to you, save $100 and get this one.
Ron knows this already, Bill. For me, at least personally, the most attractive feature of that microphone is that it can connect wirelessly to the Osmo Action 4 without any kind of receiver, without using the receiver, or if I so chose to get the Pocket 3.
Without getting this big guy out and put him awkwardly on the side of your action camera every time you want to use it.
So, Ron, you just made me think of a question for you, and you're the man that's going to know. So if I was going to buy that kit that you've got in your hand right there, and I wanted the Pocket 3, should I bypass the Creator combo and just get the Pocket 3 without the mic, and then get that?
I'm trying to think. What else is the big thing you get with the?
You get the two extra bottom pieces for the Pocket 3.
Oh yeah, you don't get that extra battery and everything. I don't know how much that costs me by separate, but you get Bill, right? You get all those little things on the bottom, and some of the stuff you may get with the regular one, but you definitely don't get that battery that gives you another hour or so of recording time.
That's a big deal. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. And I like using that battery even when I don't need the battery, because it makes it a little bit bigger. Like it's almost too small without some extra pieces on it.
Right.
And I got to say this about the Pocket 3 and the heart. And I had to go back and watch some videos to learn how to do it. The problem that I had was, I used it when we went up to Ohio before Christmas, and all of a sudden it was, I'm pointing it at my granddaughter, but it's like up here, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I was trying to mess around with the controls and everything, and then I'm just like, okay, time out. I had to go back to the drawing board, because I was like, I'd shot some what I thought was wonderful footage, but it was like pointed up instead of down. And
question then, Ron, is there, like there is on our drones, is there a button on there that you can push to have the camera just look straight ahead again. You know, like
well, if on the well, I'll call it the joystick. If you tap the joystick twice, it'll recenter itself to.
There you go.
Yeah, tap that joystick twice, Bill, and no matter what it was doing before, it'll recenter the straight ahead again.
There you go.
And I found that out.
Get back to ground zero again. Hey, and to answer Marcus' question, yeah, Bill, there's a definite dilemma in ordering if you own the Pocket 3 Creators Combo. And I first looked at it like this. I looked, well, okay, I don't need 3 mics, so I looked to buy in piecemeal. You could buy for $219. You can just get the the receiver here and 1 transmitter for $219, but then you don't get the case. But then the case is available for $69 on its own. But okay, so if you piecemealed everything together, you could save yourself like $50 better. But here's the thing: we go and get back to. But when you go to sell the the Pocket 3, now you got to give a mic away. Now you're down to this 1 mic. So right. It's kind of a dilemma. So I thought, might as well just order the whole banana, and then if I sell the Pocket 3 first, I still got the full kit. If I sell this first, then I still got I can still keep the mic, with the Pocket 3. So quite frankly, I just wanted to get this review and try it out and so on. I could probably just get by with just a 1 mic from the Pocket 3. If I have mic 2 people up once a year, that's my high point or whatever. I don't really do a lot of 2 people stuff.
I'll tell you where I'm leaning, Ron and Bill. I'm leaning towards that Osmo Action 4 is on sale right now. Mm-hmm. That and the microphone kit, and then just bypassing the Pocket 3.
Or you could just do this, Marcus. You could just pick that up $299 the Action 4. And just turn around and buy 1 for $99. Buy 1 Pocket 2 mic by itself. In fact, I know you may have had the segment, Bill, but here's the beauty of this release. Point, Ron. Here's the beauty of this release, Bill, beyond every other DJI release. You know how we always want to be able to buy just the drone and all of these piecemeal stuff, and DJI never offers that to them. Well, on day 1 here, they offered the full kit, a partial kit. You could buy the mics separately. You could even buy a white mic separately. You could buy the lav. They offered everything a la carte on day 1, Bill.
Yeah, they did.
And I've never seen that with a drone before. Have you from DJI?
No.
Every single
on day 1, no.
A la carte day 1. So
and they were available.
Kudos to DJI.
You go out to the website. It wasn't like, click, enter your email address. We'll let you know when it's in. They were out. They were available. They were there. Yeah.
They sold out
on Amazon too.
The single mic sold out quickly, but they were available in the morning.
Yeah. And it was on Amazon as well too. I'm not sure about Best Buy or Heterim or B&H, but they were there, and that really kind of impressed me. Okay, and it was kind of like that with the Pocket 3 as well too. There was the availability of it was there, whether it was through DJI or through Amazon. And I didn't check the other ones, but it was there and it was available.
What wasn't available, Bill? The Creators Combo sold out very quickly.
That's true.
The standard kit was readily available, but if you didn't jump on the Creators Combo early, you had to wait a little while.
Well, the one thing that has really impressed me with the Pocket 3, okay, has been that sound, okay? And even without the mic, okay, I'm talking about even without the mic, and that's what I did when I went up and I was recording my granddaughters, okay? Even without the mic, it picked them up everywhere. I mean, granted, it's not a big room, but it picked it up, and the sound I thought was really good.
You know what, Bill? That's the same thing with the Osmo Action 2. If there is no wind, or if you're like indoors or something, the sound from the mics on that camera, to me, they're almost better than using the separate mic, the RF mic. Because it's stereophonic, right? I mean, there's mics all the way around it, so it gets every detail, and the quality is quite good.
Yeah, it really.
The wind is what kills it. If there's wind, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and see, after one of the things I did was I did a walk around in my Tundra with a Pocket 3. All right, and you could hear the wind. Okay, I mean, because I didn't have a mic on. I just said I'm just going to go on. I just want to record this, so I want to take a look at it. And what I did was I compared the footage from the Pocket 3 to my Osmo Action 1, and I'll tell you what, the Pocket 3's footage I thought was better than the original Osmo Action. Even recording, I was doing 4K 30, and I thought it was crisper, cleaner. The colors were more vibrant and popped out.
I agree, Bill. The Pocket 3 video is going to top any of the anything in the action camera category, the 360 category. You'd have to get up to like a real camera.
Oh yeah,
to top what you're getting from the Pocket 3.
And you know what? The other thing that has impressed me about the Pocket 3 is its battery life. Okay, I mean, it's like the Energizer Bunny. It just keeps going and going and going and going. I mean, just
even just off the battery and the main thing, not
right,
even counting
exactly.
the battery extension, the main
not
battery
using the extensions. Exactly. Yeah. But I think one of the things is I'm going to start when I start using it like outside. I'm gonna use the mic with a wind muff on it, because you're gonna need that, because I tried using it without. Okay, I'm like, no, you got to have that on there. So I'm gonna.
Now, of course, now that the Mic 2 has that noise cancellation, you could. I think it's which button. I don't want to waste time getting out, but the one button aside, you hit twice, and it goes into noise cancellation. And in a lot of videos, that did take a lot of the wind noise out if you forgot to put your wind muff on.
Now, did you see on DJI's website, they're also selling a lapel mic?
Yes.
That hooks up to the hook, so you could like put the mic down here.
And that did sell out quickly.
Yeah. Because I know some people
$39, which is lower than the Rode mics, and most of the influencers said they thought it sounded really good.
Yeah, because I know, and I watched when the DJI Mic 1 came out, and Kyle did a review on it, and he used that, and he did a comparison to, like, say, clipping the actual mic itself up here, and then doing that, and it sounded better from that. I mean, he bought one off of Amazon, but it sounded better. And
yeah, well, remember, every time you have a mic clipped on your clothing, if you move, the clothing can scratch and create extra noise and so on, and so
that's
on.
exactly
especially if you're in an indoor situation, we can notice indoors. Now, like Marcus Crawford, he's out the canyon or whatever. You're probably not going to be able to pick anything up like that or whatever, that little, scratching the clothing and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was, I was a little surprised that you got it, Ron, because I know we had talked last week, and you were pretty like satisfied with the DJI mic and not thinking about the mic 2. And then I see you did an unboxing on it.
I mean, really, again, I got just to play around. I mean, I mean, somebody's going to tell me 32-bit float is the most important thing in the world, and if you're going to use it all the time, it is. But it's an incremental upgrade or whatever. In fact, going back to Marcus's conundrum, buy the Action 4, buy one mic 2, whatever, and just keep this for all your other situations where you're recording something else or whatever. Or just get and here's the thing is you got this and whatever, so this one's I've got this sold already, so this goes down in value, and eventually this will get firmware updates and they'll get more goodies on whatever, so it'll just become more desirable over the course of time. And really, DJI with these mics, 2 years, if they upgrade every 2 years, that's probably a good upgrade.
I agree.
For them. We talked about, Bill, a lot of people in the community. Now, let me paraphrase and say, you don't have to buy everything DJI puts out. It's a free country, right? But, users do kind of hate when they upgrade things too fast. They upgrade before they really need upgrading. So I think the 2-year cycle is somewhat more realistic on these mics.
And that's a great point, Ron, because in 2023, it seemed like that was the case with a lot of some of these releases from DJI, that it was just too fast. And it was, I mean, and you think about it in terms of a marketing standpoint, and I know you were in business, and now Marcus, you were in business as well too. And you think about it from a marketing perspective, all right, you've just released a product, and then 4 weeks later, boom, you're releasing another product. You have to realize, a lot of consumers don't have that disposable income to be able to make that purchase. Granted, they can charge it, but still, you don't want to burden the consumer with that. You want to give them some time, and also give them some time to enjoy the product, before you come out with something else.
And consumers definitely like to know kind of a release schedule, like with cars, Bill. Consumers know that the new models come out around September of each year. They like that. Consumers know the iPhones come out at a certain time of year. Consumers know the GoPros come out. Consumers like a regular release schedule.
Right, exactly. And Samsung just came out with their S24 Ultra. I mean, and
Right.
come August, they're going to come out with their with the new Z Fold and with the new Galaxy Watch 7. So it's in September you're going to see Apple, GoPro. They're a set schedule. I mean, it happens like
but even like Apple, they release the phones every year, but they don't release a new MacBook Pro every year, whatever. That their more expensive, higher end products are on a longer, longer time in between. The phones are the only thing that come every year, and everything else kind of goes on a slower cycle, rather than have to make you buy a new MacBook Pro super laptop every single year.
Okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty here, Bill. Is there going to be an Air 3S? And if so, when will we see it?
Yes, there will be an Air 3S, but as Ron and I talked about, okay, and I'm going to say first quarter, but I think even before that, we're going to see a new Avata. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
We'll see a new Avata before the Air 3S, but I'm going to say first quarter for an Air 3S.
Bill, you may have not seen the show or the replay last night, but we'll just call him the man from Canada on last night. And when we asked him about the Avata, he put two fingers up.
Two versions, a smaller version and a bigger version, right, Ron?
Yeah, the under 250 gram. And you know what? Our big super fan, our channel, Richard, he put a good comment in the after the video was over comments. He said if they release an under 250 gram Avata, with the inductive props and whatever, he said not only will it sell a ton of that, but that for other countries that'll be like that C1 drone where you can even fly it over people because it's under 250 and it has the protected props. So that could be a fly over people drone in other countries, and maybe in the U.S. eventually when the everything shakes out a little bit.
Yeah,
and also Lon in the chat hinted at that. They've already talked about the new goggles. You got to buy new goggles, but these goggles will have what Marcus Crawford wants: situational awareness. They'll have cameras or windows in there where you'll be able to see what's around you on the ground as well as the FPV from the drone. Wow. That would be a big deal for a lot of people, right, Marcus?
That'd
be huge.
That may get me into it, okay? Because that's been my biggest beef is not having situational awareness, and especially And I'll say this: if I do end up getting something like this, it does have situational awareness. I'm gonna have Valerie there with me when I'm flying it because I don't want to, I just don't feel comfortable going out there by myself and doing that. Okay, I'm gonna have her there with me. That's just gonna be.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rock with me.
He could, he'd dump.
I'll have the Rock watching my back when I'm flying.
Yeah.
or Bruce Lee or
Chuck
Norris.
Or Chuck Norris, yeah, that's what it's going to take. Well, you want to be safe when you do something like that. Yeah. But to answer your question, Marcus, I'm going to say first. It'll probably be pushing the end of the boundaries of the first quarter, but we'll see an Air 3S then. That's 100. I guarantee you that.
Well, what about a Mini 5 next fall?
Yeah, I would say maybe November.
We'll see. What about the Phantom 5 and the Spark 2? Just think if for April Fool's Day if DJI put a thing up. Get your Phantom 5 and your Spark 2 now.
Oh, that'd be rich.
Phantom 5 on April. Phantom 5 release on April 1st, 2024.
And if you buy it, you get a free Spark thrown in for Spark 2.
A free Spark 2 will for the first 10,000 customers who purchase it. Yeah, I can see that. But no,
we laugh, but if they did put out a new Spark 2, there'd be a lot of interest in that, Bill.
Yeah. And I think if they would ever do something like that, okay, well, I think the reason you'll never see it is because of the mini drones, okay?
Right,
Because,
right. And the Spark was a little tank or whatever. It was certainly no 250 grammer.
yeah, it was definitely not 250 grams. And, the other drone that we'll see this year will be a Mavic 4, okay? And as I told Ron last week, you'll see a brand new DJI RC Pro 2 with that too.
Now, Bill, the package of the Mavic 4 and the RC Pro 2, now, will this be an affordable bundle, or is this going to be a little sticker shock when that comes out?
I think it's going to be some sticker shock.
So that Ron and I have talked about this, Bill. So the consideration is, if and when there's a Mavic 4, is it something that somebody like me will even consider buying, right? Or, it doesn't become then, to me, what the Inspire is today, just a drone that's so, has some cool capabilities and so forth, but so far above my use case that there's, I don't, there's no point in spending.
What could a Mavic 4 offer you that your Mavic 3 Pro doesn't? What can that do for you?
Or that the Air 3 does. Yeah. As a really, I mean, I'm primarily a hobbyist, so to spend $5,000 on a drone like that,
that's going to be incrementally better in battery life. Incrementally, well, actually, it'll probably have OcuSync 4, so it'll be the same range as the current drones you're flying.
It's a bridge too far. Now, if you're a professional, absolutely, totally get it. But as a hobbyist, God, you're kind of getting away. If you're getting away from where I'm comfortable.
Yeah, and Marcus, I always agree with you because I know we talked about like an Inspire 3 kind of a thing. In use case for the three of us with an Inspire 3, it'd be like, okay, well, somebody drop one off on my doorstep. I'm not going to say no.
Oh yeah, it'd be fun to fly, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Oh, I'd have a blast flying it. But like you said, as far as a use case is concerned, okay, all right, I'm flying out over my community right now, and I get 10,000 people looking at me because they hear the dang thing. It's not quiet, it's not stealthy. It's going to make an appearance. People are going to see it.
Somebody's going to call the police eventually.
Yeah. You're going to have, you're going to attract people with a drone like that. Okay. With like an Air 3 or maybe a Mini 4 Pro. Okay. You don't attract people because they're not that noisy. They're not that.
All you got to do is get that thing 100 feet up. Nobody even knows you're flying a drone anymore.
Yeah. It's like when I'm flying overhead, when I'm flying my route. Okay. I could barely hear it. I mean,
and nobody, if you can't hear it, nobody else can.
Yeah, yeah. And in the use case for it, Marcus, you brought up a great point because it gets to a point, not everybody is a Billy Kyle or a Candano or, who really, push the boundaries of these drones and can squeeze everything out of them because there's settings and parameters and things that we'll never even touch. We'll never even think about it, with your use cases, with mine, with Ron, we won't use them. So it's not going to be applicable to us. And, and you're right. The Mavic 4, like a Mavic 4 Pro, it may be just like that. It may be more for a professional than a consumer.
And Marcus, you'll pay all that money and get your Mavic Pro 4 out there, and you'll try to track yourself in your Tahoe, and it'll still lose you.
And it'll still lose me, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So you'll deal. What do I buy this for?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we could go down that rabbit hole, but one of the things about that I always think about when tracking, it's fun to make a video about tracking. Other than that, when do I ever use it, right? And I know you're the same way, Ron, and Bill, probably you too.
Yeah,
it's a fun feature. It's a cool toy, but in real practical terms,
if I made a video that wasn't about tracking, just doing tracking me around for 20 minutes, nobody watched that video more than a minute.
Yeah, I mean, here's Bill walking around, in the drones following me. Okay, good.
Yeah, even if you're in a Tahoe, sure, watch following your Tahoe is going to be nice for about a minute. But if you have a 30-minute video, you're going to have this watch time of a minute on it. Oh yeah, Bill looked real good in the Tahoe for that first minute, and then it just is riding down the road or something.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you were out in the, like Marcus said, you were in the middle of the Moab Desert and you had these interesting rock formations. You're ride between those, they may watch a little longer.
Here's the deal: if Bill's out in Moab with his Tundra, and he could get some really cool tracking shots of that thing as he's climbing over a rock or something like that. But how often are you going to do that?
Yeah. What's the highway you take to work, Bill, and around Tampa?
What's that?
What's that big highway you take to work?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't take Interstate 4 anymore. I did.
Oh, yeah. Interstate what?
Interstate 4.
Yeah, like if Bill's riding down, like if Bill rides 20 miles down Interstate 4 in his Tahoe with the drone chasing, about 1 minute of him being stuck at red lights and whatever, nobody's going to watch it much longer than that.
Well,
you probably make the worst time getting down that Interstate 4 at rush hour. How you probably move along like a snail.
Well, you know what and it's true. If you look at statistics, it is the deadliest highway in the United States, Interstate 4, between Orlando and Tampa.
Even if you're driving a Tundra.
Even if you're driving. Well, listen to this, okay? The second largest ham radio convention is next month in Orlando, okay? Mm-hmm. And I've already had Valerie and I were scoping out a back route to go there to completely avoid Interstate 4. I don't even want to touch it.
You just brought something up, Bill. Made me think. Are you coming to the South Florida drone meetup?
I'm planning on it at this time. I am planning on it. However, I got dental surgery coming up, so we'll have to work our way around that.
If you come, will you be coming in the Tundra?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so we'll see the Tundra there if you come.
Oh, yeah. We won't be taking. Valerie has a Corolla Cross, which is real nice.
Oh, yeah.
If we're gonna go, we're taking the Tundra. I mean, that's just,
there you go. No
questions asked. No.
How's the Tundra on the gasoline, Bill?
I'm getting about, like, on the highway 20 to 21 right now, which I think is fantastic. Around the city, it's about 17, 18 miles to a gallon.
Have your gas prices dropped in Florida like they have in New Jersey?
Yeah, they have.
We're down under $3 now.
Yeah, whatever. We're under $3 now too.
So
what's real interesting is,
thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
It has a 30-gallon tank, but I never knew this, okay, until I started doing research on not only on my Tundras but on vehicles. They keep 5 gallons in reserve. It's like really kind of untouchable. So like when it's down on empty and below E, okay, you could probably pump in there is 25 gallons. You won't be able to get 30 gallons in there, and they keep that 5 gallons in there to keep it so the fuel pump doesn't run dry.
Let me tell you, and anything fuel injected, you do not want that fuel pump to go dry ever. Plus, you don't want to suck all the junk in the bottom of the tank. Exactly. So they all pretty much do that. Yeah,
exactly. So I learned, it's just some things you learn, but it's just like what's going to be nice for me though is because I only go to work like literally like twice a week. All right, I'm probably going to only have to get gas once a month. I mean, that's going to be real nice. I mean, for me, I'm kind of excited about that. Although I'm having to make my first payment this month. Oh, that's gonna be a sore spot, but still. Anyway,
hey, Ron Floyd in chat says a Mini 5, brother. I just pulled the trigger on a Mini 4 Pro. I had to sell a brand new Mini 2 firmware combo. I flew for 3 weddings or whatever. So Ron's making money off of his minis. So, I mean, again, it's one of those things. I mean, the Mini 4 Pro is still going to be a great drone even when that Mini 5 comes out, right?
That's it. The Mini 4 Pro will still be a great drone. That's right.
And see, and you bring up a good point here, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, I can't afford a Mini 4 or I can't afford. Look at a Mini 3. Look at a Mini 2. Okay. Yeah, you don't get obstacle avoidance, but you get so much with it, well, I can't afford an Air 3. Well, look at an Air 2S. Okay.
$799.
Yeah.
Right now.
Look at and also look at refurbished versions out there. Too, because they come with a full warranty from DJI and you can save a lot of money on them out there. You really
can. And the Phoebe Mini's on sale, right? The V2's on sale right now for $250. Or
the orange Phoebe Mini.
The orange,
the orange one. Yeah.
If the only drone I owned was the Mini 2 SE, I would be flying just as much as I am right now. I'd be flying that thing every day, you know?
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, we're at the point, you know, with these drones now, like I stopped buying cameras years ago. I'm happy with my camera gear. If all of a sudden they stop making new drones or whatever, you know, I'd be fine for years flying what I got.
I agree.
So any closing thoughts here, guys?
Well, you know, we got last week we had the Iowa caucus. Tonight we had the New Hampshire primary. You know, but we were hoping for a drone caucus. But you know, I think we'll have to wait a little bit for the next drone release.
Drone caucus,
yeah. Have to wait a little bit, but I'm excited for the new Avadas showing up. I would be, you know, I could be conned into getting a Avata Mini, I think. So I'm gonna leave it right out there, and I'll be starting to do the audio testing of this new kit real soon, hopefully tomorrow, and you know, try to get some test results up soon. And I'll do a couple of comparisons before I send this mic one off to. I can't say I'm sending this off to a secret you know, drone buyer. I cannot reveal my sources here or whatever. Let's just say it's going to a southern climate.
I think I know who.
And John Flynn, you know, I love this shirt. Thank you very much, and I'm proud to wear it. But 49ers all the way, buddy.
Oh yeah. Okay, Marcus got in trouble when he promoted the 49ers over the Detroit Lions.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys for your predictions. Okay, 49ers or Lions?
49ers, yeah, of course.
Keep it on down low. 49ers.
Okay. All right, Baltimore or Kansas City?
Ooh, that's a tough one, Bill.
Yeah, that is tough, but I'm going to say Kansas City.
If you look at all the data, you want to say the Ravens, but it's hard to pick against Mahomes.
Andy Reid's been doing it, Ron. He's what? How many straight AFC Championship games?
This would be the sixth in a row.
6 in a row. I mean, and Mahomes. It's. Yeah, I mean, Baltimore is a machine, but I'll tell you what, it's hard to bet against Mahomes.
Bill, want to hear a great stat. Mahomes has only lost one AFC Championship game and one Super Bowl. And guess who was the quarterback that beat him in both those games?
Tom Brady.
Yep. He beat him in the championship game and when he was still with the Patriots, and he beat him in the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. So and he doesn't play anymore, Tom Brady. So
yeah. Well, they also have Kansas City also has another good luck charm.
Oh, Kelsey and his girlfriend.
Well, you know who's going to be there? Taylor Swift in her poofy Kelsey jacket.
Right.
So yeah, so those are our predictions, guys, for football. So
and then we'll have the Super Bowl for you next weekend when we get these picks wrong.
We'll do Super Bowl predictions next week. So, but be that as it may. Remember that DJI sale is going on through the 31st. If you're interested, take advantage of it because it's some great prices right now.
Use our links. And
it's also use the links. There's links in my description and Ron's and Marcus's. Use those links, please. And stay tuned for Ron's DJI Mic 2 dealio. And check that out.
His snow video. Ron's got a snow video.
Oh, the snow video is edited. It'll be up tomorrow. You rarely see snow on the beach, Bill, but it happened this past weekend.
Wow.
Beach.
Now I'm going to be able to get out this weekend and fly for the first time in like forever. So be on the lookout for mine.
But you probably won't have any snow on the beach.
Oh. I'm itching to get out there. I really was.
I bet you are. What are you going to take out in your first flight?
I'm going to take both of them out. I'm going to take the Mini 4 and the. Well, listen, I was going to try to fly Sunday, but yesterday was Jessica, my stepdaughter's birthday, so we took her out, her and her husband out on Sunday for dinner. So couldn't fly on Sunday. Saturday was way too busy. So this weekend coming up.
Well, fly on Saturday because both games are on Sunday this weekend.
Yep, I'm gonna fly. Gonna definitely do that. So, all right, guys, that's it for tonight. It's a great day to fly. Take care, everybody. See you next week.